We meet once a month, and that let it be on the first of the month or the second of the month, rather than on the today's one, 9th of the month. So welcome, and I hope all of you had a good weekend. Actually, today is Monday, and a good month as well. Ever since we met for the last TWT. Last night was fun. We went for, some of us were there for Neha's wedding. How many of you were there? Well, there were many more. I think some of them are missing because they probably are still party late to that. It was a nice time, and I was telling somebody that if the bride and the groom make us wait for 3 hours, it's actually very rude. You don't think so? Yeah. But we did that. We were invited at. I remember the first time when I went for Dipali Singh's wedding. You remember Dipali Singh was here? Yeah?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
marketing manager. So I got an invitation saying that you should be there by 6:30 or something. And I landed at sharp at 6:30. And there wasn't anybody around, not a soul around. And then, around 8:39, some people straggled in. And then 10 o'clock, some more people. And by the time she arrived, it was around 11:30. And then now I know that to go for a North Indian Delhi wedding, just add 3 hours to the time that they say, minimum 3 hours. So yesterday also I was supposed to be there by 8 o'clock, but we reached there by around 9:45 or so. But by the time Neha came, it was around 11 o'clock.
Except you should be invited to a South Indian wedding, which is like 4:45 a.m. sharp. And it will be 4:45 a.m. sharp at Malay Mandir.
Well, I normally don't go for weddings, so yesterday was an exception in one sense. But it was good. But again, then I ended up with the conclusion, and it is not really rude for people to wait, because that is when you get to know people. So we had a lot of our friends from here, so we got together, we chatted and all that. So it was really good to be there. So it's good. I think this is an organization. We have many people who come, they get married, they have children, and that's wonderful for the organization. How many of you got married in here? Pallavi too. See?
Yes.
And okay, yeah. How many of you have had children here? See, okay. Yeah. So it's a lovely place to be in, right? Okay. So that was it. So the main significant event that happened last month, one was the Berlin meeting of Save the Children, the annual event that happens. Those of you who are new, we do have a once a year meeting of the global CEOs. They form the members of the organization, members of this movement. There are 30 of us. So there are 30 CEOs, 30 chairs, and some other board members, and all together we were about 100 people normally gather. And in 2010 we had that in Delhi. How many of you were here in 2010? I'm sure very, very few people. Okay. 2010, we had become the stronger member of the alliance, and at that point of time, it was held in Delhi. So similar such event, last year it was Mexico, similar such event, this time it was in Berlin. And come sir, come. And Berlin was good because this is the third time I'm going to Berlin, but this is the first time I'm seeing Berlin, because the last 2 times I didn't have time. And the meetings were organized in such a way that the very first day we walked all through Berlin, and we walked and talked. We talked. I mean, it was a walking tour, but it was also a tour in which we discussed important issues of the organization, of the significant issues of the organization. That we discussed. Come sit here, or pull some chairs on the chairs. So we discussed about while we were walking through Berlin, also seeing some of the historical sites of Berlin, like the Berlin Wall. There's also a Jewish museum there. There is also the Charlie checkpoint. I don't know how many of you heard of Charlie checkpoint. This is the American checkpoint during the wartime. This side was US, this side was held by USSR, and so on. And I stood where the Berlin Wall stood, and I think it came down in 1989. Some of your children are learning that, and some of you as well would have learned that in school. Many of you would have learned that in school. Berlin Wall. Who all went to school around 89, after 89? Most of you, I guess. Now, I'm thinking of my 70s, late.
Reminder of
all of you have gone to school and learned about Berlin Wall, right? So I saw Berlin Wall, I felt Berlin Wall, I took a nice picture around Berlin Wall, I pasted it on my Facebook, and it was really, really, really fun.
How many likes?
Walking and the discussion. I don't know. Yeah. Berlin, again, the significant thing is for you to know is that India is making waves in the global system. We are making our presence felt, we are making our presence heard. We sit on the global board, you know that. I sit on the CEO steering committee, which is actually the members that those who've got membership on the board, their CEOs form this group, and we meet once in 3 to 4 months in different parts of the world to discuss the progress that we are making and to discuss important issues, direction of the organization. We are meeting in London, I think 2 weeks from now, 22nd again. The CEO steering group is meeting. I'll be going for that. This time around, we'll be discussing the budget. So India sits on that, on those important committees, and we had significant discussions this time around what it's going to look like, the movement going to look like in 2030. What are the major trends that are happening around the world as far as children are concerned, and what should be our strategic direction in that. So we discussed that at length, and we also had a panel discussion. And there were 3 people on that panel who were from India, or at least of Indian origin. Abhijit Banerjee of the famous book, you must have read it, some of you, and if you don't, make it a habit to read. I keep saying that. Poor Economics, written by Abhijit Banerjee. He runs the MIT Poverty Lab. He is at MIT, so he was there. The other person who was there was, is it Jaideep Gupta? Jaideep Prabhu. Okay, Gupta is another friend of mine. Prabhu, who wrote the famous book Jugaad. They were all talking about the, what the next. They are social analysts. They're looking at the current situation. What are the trends? What it's going to look like in the next few years, and so on. And the third person who was here, who was there, was one of our young people from the Calcutta program, and her name is Nikita. Nikita, do you know that Nikita, a girl, a peer educator who grew with our programs in Calcutta, was there sitting on the panel with these important people, and also there was a Transparency International chair. The CEO of Save the Children US was chairing it, and she said we should start a revolution. So, and she was actually selected from a group of young people who were meeting parallelly in Berlin on the Save the Children Global Youth Movement. So the Indian girl was picked up from those 3 days to represent, and she was very, very well received. We also saw Save the Children Germany and Save the Children Switzerland becoming full members of the organization. And we were taken to this old place, which again reminded us of the great history of the 2 big wars that happened 20th century, the First World War and the Second World War, and the settings around it were, all those history was all around that place that we went to for dinner. And we had this fantastic audio visual presentation by Save the Children Germany. I've never had such goose pimples on me when I saw that those audio-visual history of Save the Children in Germany. Though they became a member only now, the first reach out by Save the Children's founder, who is Eglantine Jebb, was to Russia, Germany, and Austria. And this woman, this audacious woman at that point of time, was arrested in England because she was raising funds from the public outside on the main roads for children of enemies, and where she made the famous statement that children do not have enemies wherever they are. Yeah, and they showed that, it should have been in somebody's archives, but I never saw those pictures. The pictures of the first world as we know today, the developed world as we know of today, the terrible situation that Germany went through, their children look much worse than the children that I saw in Sidamadi or any other places. They look so terribly, horribly malnourished and going through the most terrible situation that one can think of. And that was Save the Children's very first reach out. We saw those photographs, and one of the board members was taking us through history of Germany and history of Save the Children in Germany. That I thought was extremely interesting, what I saw, and I got inspired again, inspired again about what we do. Every time when we go through difficulties and challenges, as we often go through, is that sometimes you just got to anchor back or look back to some of the anchors that we have, and one of them is our foundation, the very basic foundation where we reached out, how we reached out, and our mission. So when we look at the mission, these small things and difficulties, I know since this morning I've been feeling very kind of stressed and not really happy about a lot of things. But again, occasions like this, to look back and to reconnect with our mission is wonderful and great. So that was it. And of course, that India also made a significant impact this year, because our program called New Horizons were picked up as one of the final entrants of final entries into that global competition, one of the three. So there were three of them, us, and there was Vishwaroop as well as Sushmita from Calcutta, who represented us, and they presented this project, and they did a great job by presenting in front of this large crowd about our work, and it was very well received, and they got $10,000. Would you like to come inside? Okay. $10,000 was the prize money, and again, India was very well seen in good light. So that is good. That is great. Three other things. We're still struggling with what should be our next strategic theme. What should be our next campaign as we get out of this Everyone campaign by next year? What should be our next campaign? What do we do? So there are discussions. I don't know. A current passed through me just now.
Sit and talk, Thomas.
No. Then I will. The chair will be. I don't know what went through me just now. Okay. Sorry. Are you guys doing something from well, should I have a watch over this? Especially those two who have just walked in. Providence. Yeah, something. Okay, what was I talking about? The strategy. We don't know what. So there is a discussion around, and we are being invited to be a part of this global discussions. Arish, I think, has already gone to Singapore. He's taking part in a regional discussion on strategy. Sudeep is there next year if he gets his visa. He's going to be in a strategy group discussion. He's also a member of a thematic leadership group. We've been asked to be a member of the global systems discussions. All the CEOs, I asked Pallavi to be a part of it, but that is not happening as Pallavi is moving on. We have other people. Shireen is a part of GMU, is a global marketing staff, and as well as what did I say? Global media unit. Why did I say marketing? And then there is also Aftab sitting on the protection group. Shireen again sitting on the advocacy group. So we are there everywhere.
Isha and Sanjeev.
Yeah. So I'm just telling our people, just cut down. We can't be so international and then forget about the national. So that is a balance that we need to create. You know, when we become a larger global entity, obviously South will have its voice, and the voice has to be heard. But are we running the globe from here, or are we going to run India from here? So there has to be a balance in all those things. I know that I'm also pulled in different directions many times, but we do have a great global responsibility. So we should do what we should be doing, but without forgetting what is that. Okay, let me just go through quickly. That was MM14. We had a board meeting that we got over last week. There were several board committee meetings, 3 board committee meetings, out of which two of them happened right here. And then we had a board meeting, this time interestingly at the Fortis Hospital in Gurgaon, right next to our house. So we had the most interesting thing there was that we got the Nehru Place children. You know, our center children come there and perform, come there and talk about how it was set up and their journey in the last 2 to 3 years. The board members were extremely impressed with that presentation and discussions. They discussed at length about the program that we are doing, and they challenged us to see that from the 3-4 centers that we have currently to actually scale it up to 100 centers, and so that this project. Now, how many of you have not visited? Be honest, truthful. This Delhi program, right down below, right under our nose. Okay, that is sad. Okay, new guys, you have an excuse. Those of you who've been here for donkey's years,
I've visited twice.
Okay, please, can somebody make a visit plan for them? Nehru Place Center. It doesn't take any time. Just 1 hour. Go down and spend with those guys, right? You still have time. Please, have you noted down for the guys who have not gone? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they can go to Okla, they can go to MCD school, they can go to wherever it is possible. You must go and visit. You must go and visit, be a part of our programs. It's important to go and cheer them up. So they were there. So they challenged us because there are 50,000 children out there who do not have any, who live on streets in Delhi. Or they're classified as street children, not necessarily living on streets, but they're classified as street children. And we would like to make sure that impact of our program reach these 50,000 children. Now, say quickly, I also visited 2 states this time. I went to Bihar and I went to Jharkhand in the last 1 month. And I keep, as soon as I come back, I send a note about my travel. And some of you see, the program team definitely does see it. I have captured a whole lot of observations during my program visit. In Jharkhand, I went to this place, I don't even remember the name of the village, etc. But really in deep, remote Jharkhand. And also Sitamarhi, one of the worst districts that we have in this country. Of the 184 districts, it would be one of the most terrible districts because the neonatal mortality and the child mortality are pretty high. And I was able to see it. One thing I came away with, I don't want to get into the details, is that are we talking about the numbers that we talk about, are they right? That's a question, because I think the numbers that I see on the ground do not match with the numbers that we talk about as a national statistic. So there's something, some disconnect there. We need to work on it. I told the program people, I challenged them to, the M&E team, to come up with the right numbers. Find out how to fix this number issue and the gap. Two other important things about two grants. One grant is Reckitt Benckiser. We know that we got a large grant, or a possibility of a large grant resting there from Reckitt, from RB. You know, we've been working with RB for the last several years, and RB also is, as you know, is a global Save the Children partner, and millions of pounds they give to us. And in India, the good thing is that our good relationship with them and the good delivery that we have done on the ground has led to this large sum of grant, which is starting, I think, soon, which is about £300,000 to start with. It is to work on the issue of diarrhea in India with the children. I think it's going to about 6 or 8 states, 6 states, 6 states, and hopefully in January of 2005, we should be able to get, 2015, we should get a grant of £4 million. That's a large sum of money. 4 million is about 40 crores for the next 3 years or so. So that's a good thing. And last week, last Friday, I think, last Friday or Thursday, we had an interesting launch here of a very innovative, imaginative way of getting a lot of people to be connected to, not only to us, to other NGOs as well. It was through a good setup by Amazon, Amazon.com. How many of you are members of Amazon? I keep buying from Amazon, only books, but I keep buying from Amazon. You know how many members you have there? If you think that you are very unique in being that exclusive club of 1 in 10, you're mistaken. There are 240 million customers for Amazon. Yeah, and in India, I don't know how many million. We are a little cagey about giving out those numbers, but there are large numbers of people in India as well who go to Amazon every day. And if you go to Amazon today, you will find there are possibilities of actually gifting something to Save the Children India. And they asked, what would be our wish list? So our wish list, we said that will be some encyclopedia and interestingly some beauty products for the children of this office, right? No, the beauty products for our work in Calcutta. The beauty parlors that we have, where our child domestic children are working, not working, are getting first getting the trained in the New Horizon project, and from the Lost Horizon to Horizons Regained to the New Horizons, they've really, and of course that Horizons even reached Berlin this time. So you can go and choose a product and pay for it online. It will be either sent to Calcutta or to Mumbai or to Delhi, depending on where we are choosing for. It's a wonderful initiative. Amazon CEO was here, and also the CEOs of 6 or 7 other organizations who are here to launch that. And do you know what we have received so far? Received? Any idea?
We have received in Mumbai and Delhi.
But you know how much and what we got?
I think around 20 books in this.
Okay. 20 books we got.
That's great.
Okay.
That's right. It is also from coloring pens.
Okay, coloring pens, etc. You know, more than the value of what we are getting, the whole idea of using eBay and Amazon and stuff like that to be connected to us, and the awareness of our organization builds up, and also the culture of giving goes up, because India sadly is a country of more than 1 billion people. We give, but we give very little. Do you know how much what we give? In terms of a percentage of GDP, hardly anything. Whereas a country like US would give 3% of the GDP by private giving, individual giving. How much of your salaries per month do you give? I encourage you to give. There is a certain religious principle in all religions. It is in a Christian religious principle. There is something called tithing. You heard of tithing? Tithe means 1/10. So 1/10 of what you earn, you give. That's not a bad principle. That is also in Sikhism. That is also in Islam. and that is, and also in the Hindu religion, people do give a lot to especially to religious causes. Yeah, but it's a good principle. It's a good principle to give, and I would encourage all of you, as much as I encourage to read, to give as well. So opportunities like this, the digital awareness going up, the giving also will go up, and India will be a country of givers rather than takers. Yeah, we've been taking for quite a bit, and that is why Save the Children India was set up. Up until 2008, we were getting money from all the global. We continue to get more money, but still, right now, about 35 to 40% of what we get, we generate in India. So we want Indians, more Indians to give. So that is it for now. And I will just take questions for about 10 minutes because we've got a couple of other things to do as well. I think I have covered most of my points. Yes. But a lot of things happen. So this is only a kind of... oh yeah, one more thing I'd say is that, I should have said that at the beginning. What is the most significant thing that happened last month? Change of government. Yeah, for the very first time, we have a government other than Congress getting an absolute majority, and they are in power. Yeah, and what does that mean? At the SMT meeting, Arvind asked that question. What does that mean for us? Have you thought through it? Have you thought through the implications of this? So far, I may have had a personal stance and position on Mr. Modi. I still have, but it's not to color anybody's views with my views. But so far, I think from the look of it, from the atmospherics, from the externals that has been put out there, he means business, and he seems to be moving in with a good pace in the right direction. We will be there. But let me tell you very, very clearly that any government, be it Congress, be it BJP, be it any other government that would come in power in the future, Save the Children is an organization that will have an independent voice. If we see something wrong, we will say it gracefully and tactfully, and sometimes at the right time. Not as a loose cannon where we go and shoot everywhere, but we will look at opportunities to influence the government if we feel that they are in the wrong. For instance, many people fear that there is going to be some influencing of the curriculum to subtly changing the history of our country. Possibilities, or maybe kind of displaced or misplaced fears. Whatever it is, but if that happens, Save the Children will have its independent voice. If it is going to be muzzled, we would rather, I don't want to say that, but if it is at the question of we being bundled up and shut up and shut down, that may be the route. But I don't think that it's going that way. We have an event that is coming up for 24th of this month. We have PwC and Save the Children, that is Pricewaterhouse and Save the Children, are jointly organizing a dinner for Arun Jaitley and Sitharaman, Nirmala Sitharaman, and in that dinner we are also going to announce our association with PwC in launching that report. You know the report, Urban Child Report. So we are expecting the Finance Minister as well as the Minister of Commerce to be there. So that is one good connection with the government, and all of us, our advocacy team, everybody will be working together to make sure that we continue to do our mission in India. We are all Indians. This is an Indian organization without any fear. We should be, all of us should be aware of that. That's it. I think I want to say. Any questions? Any questions? Oh yeah, 12th, we have an event in Chandigarh where we are going to announce our joint program of 2 states. Haryana and Punjab. We are going to make an announcement in CII buildings in Chandigarh. We have two ministers, Minister of Finance of Punjab and Minister of Health from Haryana will be taking part. Our chair Harpal Singh would be there. I will be there. Sudeep will be there. Shireen, Dave, Aftab, and Priya. You're going to be there? Yeah. We'll be there. And this is a total worth of 48 crores project for the next 3 to 4 years, I think. In about 5 districts, seven districts between four in Punjab and 1,000 villages. So it's going to be another excellent positioning for Save the Children in this day and age. We invited the Chief Minister. He was actually ready to come to Bathinda because he was going to be in Bathinda, and we thought it would be better to have it in Chandigarh because we'll have both the states as being the joint capital of Punjab and Haryana. So that's it. We'll be driving down and coming back on 13th. I'll be back here. Anything else? Anybody else? Anything else? Anybody else? Questions? Comments? Clarifications? Unhappiness? Disapprovals? Hatred? Want to express? Love? If you have. Love to me that I meant. Hate as well.
This is being recorded, Thomas.
Yeah. States, I hope you're listening to me. If you love me, please tell me that.
It's not live, right?
It is.
It's not live.
Oh, it's not live.
No, it's not live. It's just being recorded.
They're going to edit it. Yeah. Yes, sir. No questions? Because last time around, when we started, there were many questions. Then the questions are kind of
Lift ठीक हो गई.
lift ठीक हो गया. So I think that's it.
और चालू भी नहीं.
Charu's got a baby, by the way, people who don't know about it. Charu's got, you said she came here and you all saw the baby. Okay. Any questions? That's interesting. No questions?
And then you participated at the PMT, and then we had a big thing in the evening. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit on that.
We'll see a video.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Is there a video of that? Okay. No, Mussoorie, we had the PMT, right? The program management team meeting, and Mussoorie is like second home to me. We used to run there almost once a month, at least 2 years back. So I'm actually returning after 2 years. It was a lovely PMT meeting. I thought we had interesting discussions and even more interesting evenings. So that was wonderful. And what else? What else about Mussoorie?
The talent you found.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was very impressed. I was very impressed by the display of very literary people and talents and what do they call shares?
Shares.
Because I heard it as share.
Correct. That's right.
Then why is she saying share?
Process, but both are right.
It's actually called share.
Shiny in the process, but not.
Okay. I was very impressed with your program director who has got all these couplets, and Arish was great. There was Sanjeev Ra. He had a poem on some. Probably I don't know. It was lovely. And who else? Rafe was there. Ray, of course. Where is Ray today? The real Rainbow Man. He's not here. Ray was there. We celebrated Ray's 60th birthday there. I was very impressed. No, I don't think I would be ever be able to do all those guys did. Very heavy content, half of which I didn't understand.
Thomas, you didn't read your poem then?
No. My poetry.
We do that at the end. Not when we have to discuss.
Yeah.
Right.
all my terms. In front of all of you, my terms are not there. This is exactly what he told me.
In front of? Oh.
All those guys.
Exactly. My poems paled in comparison with all those heavy literary stuff. You know, it is almost like kindergarten stuff. So I didn't open up my poetry there. Yeah. But if Irwin was here, I would have said something else. Okay. Any other questions? Any other additions? Anybody? All right. Nothing. So then, shall we move to the next item in this agenda, which is EGI Award.
All right.
Where is EGI of last year? Can you come to the front and announce the next EGI? I don't see the EGI Award certificate. Is it here?
Okay.
Recipient is not here. Then we shouldn't be giving it.
We'll announce and then we'll.
Okay.
We have the first EGI also. Second.
While deciding on the EGI for the month of April, I had a criteria in my mind, and I went across the various departments that we have, and finally zeroed upon one person who has had the maximum impact on the project that I was looking at, and the person is Dilip Mishra. So I'll read out the citation for Dilip. Congratulations, Dilip. Dilip Mishra joined Save the Children in 2010 as Grants Officer and was therefore promoted to the post of Grants Coordinator. Dilip has been efficiently managing IPAP since 2010, which has been the biggest grant in terms of its geographical coverage. Ever since Dilip started working in IPAP, he has ensured that there is not even a single day's delay in reporting to the donor, though it involves him consolidating and reconciling the reports of as many as 36 entities, which includes 26 partner NGOs, 7 state offices, head offices, 1 fellowship, and joint working in Koraput district, and with approximately 100 budget line items. Dilip is a workaholic in the true sense. Dilip's commitment to work can be cited by an example where even personal loss of life in his family a couple of years back, and because of which he had to go on leave, did not deter him from ensuring timely submission of report. He put his work before his personal loss, worked on the report, and sent it on time to the donor. Apart from working on the report of IPAP, he has also been managing the auditors and the management consultants team of IPAP with equal rigor. Dilip was also instrumental in allocating budgets of partner NGOs, state offices, and working on the budget of head office during the recently approved top-up funding by DFID. Dilip is well known not only because of his grant management skills, but also for his financial management skills. Dilip is also managing several other high-value, complex grants of various other donors. In view of the above facts, I am happy to announce Dilip as EGI for the month of April 2014.
So, Dilip Mishra, EGI Award for the month of April. He is not here. And who shall I give this to? The finance team?
Vijay.
To pass it on to Vijay. Okay. And we have now building up the alumni network of EGIs. The very first EGI is here. Maybe you'd like to come up here and, this.
And finally,
This is the very first EGI. Second EGI is in Mufti, Jammu and Kashmir.
Yeah.
Third, Siddharth, you just heard, and the fourth is Dilip Mishra. So, will you please hand it over to Dilip and tell him that we almost withdrew it from him because he's not present here. Where is he?
He's in Odisha, working on some reports.
Did he know that? Did he know that he should be here?
It's supposed to be secret.
Okay, but then he's pretty much in the field. All right. Okay. Ashutosh, where are you going?
Somebody is there.
Okay. Now to the last part, but the hardest part of today. It's personally been difficult for me, as well as many of you, especially Pallavi's department, the SMT, and obviously the whole organization. It's very hard to let let Pallavi go. So those of you do not know about Pallavi and what she has contributed to this organization, I would like to take few minutes to talk about it. Pallavi joined in 2006, I think in the month of I think around April, May or something. June. I was already there. I joined in January, and I was at that point of time the only member of Save the Children India, and as we call ourselves, Bal Raksha Bharat. And Pallavi had joined in Save the Children UK, and we had some other people from Save the Children UK. Who else is here from Save the Children UK now? Okay. The very few people who are left. We did not take en masse everybody, because we went through a process of taking people from Save the Children UK to Save the Children India, and one person, nobody had a problem, and we had this interview board consisting of Save the Children UK country manager, I think at that point of time. She was a region manager. You don't remember?
Vasanti.
No, Vasanti was there and also the last viceroy of UK in India.
Oh, Angela Udar.
No,
Oh.
Judy Lister was there, and us, and we didn't have. I mean, all of us had. There were other people also whom we interviewed, but we had no problem in taking Pallavi into the organization. Pallavi was the most articulate then as well as now finance person I have ever seen in my long career. I've seen many finance people. Many of them are very close books. They are accountants, not finance people, but Pallavi had a very good appreciation of the business that we are in, if you call it business. She had a great business sense, and she was good, and she was on top of numbers. Board meetings, I would feel underconfident if Pallavi wasn't around, because any questions on numbers, I could always look back at Pallavi, and she would be there giving that confidence to the board, as well as to me, and as well as to the rest of the people. She could present numbers and the story behind the numbers effortlessly and effectively, and she has been great for Save the Children. And I was just telling Pallavi, we built it. We built it. This is an enterprise. I keep saying this. This is an enterprise that could have just gone any which direction. In fact, at that point of time, people were looking at us closely from different parts of the world. When are these guys going to collapse? But we didn't collapse. We built it. We built it together. I'm extremely, extremely proud of where we have reached today, and I am proud because we had a phenomenally good team, and the challenges that we went through. I'm sure one day I'll write a book about it, or maybe I write a long poetry about how we set it out. It was not easy. It is a good case study. By the way, there is somebody who is doing PhD came the other day to interview me to find out about the Save the Children story. There is somebody here, right, sir? You want to do a case study on us, right? And how many of you know Arvind? My great friend. I mean, all of you know. Many of you know Arvind, right? And he wants to do a case study for the classes that he is teaching in Symbiosis and Pune and other places. He wants this to be a case study because this is a success story. Many of the organizations that started with us are floundering, but we have grown, and despite odds and challenges, and that is only because we had some great people, and we continue to have them. And Pallavi was one of them. So obviously it is hard for us to let Pallavi go, but the fact of the matter is that organization is not me as an individual or any one of us. We all need to move on and also creating space. I'm not asking Pallavi to move. I mean, even last week when we had this farewell for Pallavi at her home, I said the same thing. You know, you still have time to relook and come back. I'm telling her that to her again now. It's only one more day. It's still 24 hours. Life can change, and we can change. And I asked you this question. You know, how many of you got married here? Pallavi is one who got married here. How many of you had children here? Pallavi got all her children here. All her children. One is two. We only know about two. So you know, it's a family that in one sense grew with us. So it's difficult to let them go. But we are also at this point of time creating a large alumni network. The other day, Toby actually said that we should, Toby Potter, who was the director of programs, wrote on Facebook, I think. Oh no, he sent a mail.
Not on Facebook, so I saw it.
Yeah, maybe we should have this network of people who used to work with Save the Children in India. Its number is growing. So I asked Toby, why don't you be the coordinator of that? So maybe Pallavi can be the joint coordinator of those alumni. So it's good to have a good, and again, it's good to have people with goodwill for the organization out there. Some people have left acrimoniously. Some people we had to let them go for various reasons, which you know of. But it is also good to have people who go there and say, wow, it was a nice organization to be, nice to be part of. And I know that Pallavi is going to carry that goodwill for us outside and wherever she is going, and we will have that goodwill. And we wish you all the very best, Pallavi, and God be with you. And thank you for everything that you meant to all of us here and to us as Save the Children as an organization. Yeah. Any one of you wants to add on to that? And the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, Peggy. Stand here.
As long as the current doesn't run.
Yeah. That I have to say.
Yeah.
I think knowing Pallavi has been extremely precious. I mean, of course, we don't work on a day-to-day basis. As you rightly said, she brings the human element, like, really to the core in all her relationships. And especially, I mean, I would keep running to her with problems. And I said, I need solutions. Because I wouldn't just say, I need a dog. I'm like, Pallavi, I need you to give me some solutions. And she was always ready with that head that constantly thought about that solution, making work easier. And I think when I read Thomas's email, and I don't know, I mean, I couldn't really control my tears, and I ran to her, and I don't know what just came over me, and because how people touch your lives is.
Anybody else? Others?
I don't like to say something. I can say a lot, but simply, I think your footprints are very little. I don't think there will ever be a good plan for you. I don't think so. I strongly feel that we'll be working together. There will be an opportunity again for you to be back at same. I
thought you were also planning to work.
Once we say always the same, she'll come back. No. I'm not chasing her. No, I'm sure you'll be back because I don't think you'll be able to. I was telling you the other day, your save is so much ingrained in you. It will be tough for you to take it out. It's not easy. It's very tough for that. So no goodbyes.
Anybody else? Those of you who worked with Pallavi's department, anybody? I know you're going to have a grand farewell party tomorrow, but you want to say something for the larger edification of the larger group? Maybe Sudeep would like to talk. Yeah. Shweta, you want to say something? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, we told her. For me, it's just not something that
Yeah.
she'll be leaving. I think once you're back in office in the regular grind and you go running to the finance room and not see you there, I think then it'll settle off that you're not there. For me to come running to you with all my board queries and all my chasing around, we really miss you.
Anybody from her team? Direct. We are all her team members, but directly who's working? Yes. Bhagirath, go for it. Yeah.
It's a really great pleasure for us working with us. She's so energetic person. So energetic. Once he came in the morning, this is just charming and not just cool, and he just came and just really miss you. Really miss you. I remember one thing, once I in stress or I have some problem, I just going with someone. She always says, Mamta, as me, as your cool, not just.
Good. You could get all your stress removed, but you come back and stress me at 6 o'clock. Thank you. Thank you. Pallavi is energetic, charming, articulate. All this come out. And what would we have done, or what did we do without you? Actually, yes.
I would like to share a very small incident with. I think it's worth sharing at a larger platform over here. One day I received a call from Rajkumar in the morning that Pallavi madam wants to speak to me. I was just wondering, had I altered in some record or something like that. And then because her number was with me, so I called her back. And she said that I could see you crossing the street and I'm waiting for you to give you, I'll be happy to give you a lift. So please come over. So, and then I took say 10-15 minutes to reach to her car. But there she was waiting for me to give me a lift to the office. So that was something which I really appreciated about her, and I kind of, it was really, I'd say very kind of her to really spot me while crossing the street, but it also reflects her character, or her fondness, or her connect with the people she worked with. Thank you so much.
Good. That's very nice personal story. But next time I would stop the metro for you.
You have to get on the high tension cable back.
Should we call it Thomasonomics or something? Did you ever comment at the end of it?
But people, last week somebody told me from one of our team members, I think you should refrain from making your jokes, which are very poor.
Definitely not listen to the person.
Right. Okay. Who else? Sudeep, you want to say something? I know you're new, but.
I told you today,
but it's still 7 months is
8 months.
8 months.
Anyway, about Pallavi. Thomas, I said a lot that I have to say. No, it's a very emotional connect for me with Pallavi ever since I joined, and she's been one person. When you talk about a large organization, there are multiple facets to it, multiple just considerations and everything. So the ability to have that, not just a departmental view, but have a macro view of the whole organization, and then also firmly be on the side of the organization in every which way. So I think that very strongly resonated with me, and I found that connect in her. And
several times over. We sat, come and sit maybe to discuss just one thing, but it would just extend because there was so much to be done, and she's one person who gets it, who understands that, and is committed to doing that. So I think it is a very big loss, and it would have been very important, and I've told Pallavi no answer. It's a very big loss. Anyway, my quotations are already, said and the other farewell. So,
but a quotation for the rest of the Wordsworth and the Keats.
Yeah, you remember that, right? So I mean, I'm forgetting which one I used, but I don't even remember. I mean, maybe it'll come to me in a bit.
Okay.
I'll
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else wants to say? Yes, Vijay.
First of all, thank you again for giving me this confidence to say something. I generally do not open my mouth. Ever since this news was shared with us, meaning we have not been able to reconcile this fact that after say a few days or a few hours, we have not been able to write this. Best thing that I liked about her is that she has this surgeon's precision in whatever she does or whatever she says. And the other thing that gives her cutting edge is an analytical ability.
Sorry?
Analytical ability. So these are the two things that I like about her, and I've learned a lot. She has been my true guru in sales student. Whatever little good work I've done in sales student, that would not have been possible without. I wish her all the best.
Good. Thanks, Vijay. Anybody else? Pallavi, you want to say something?
We have something.
Yeah. Pallavi, before that, Pallavi may want to say something.
But maybe I'll just share so that for the larger audience.
Okay. Wordsworth.
Because we don't want to go on that pessimistic note, we want to look forward and we want to draw strength.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, please.
No, but please.
Go ahead.
There's also one more person.
Please.
Okay, who is that? Now everybody is waking up.
Very good.
Yeah, we will sit here the whole day if we have to hear all of you. But go ahead, Santosh.
No, I think you have.
You want to say something?
Yeah. From DSP, actually, I want to congratulate her.
You may have to say what DSP is. It's Delhi Superintendent of Police Office.
Thomas, for a change, the voice cracks are making everybody laugh.
Oh, is that? So what is DSP for the
Delhi State Office.
Delhi State Program Office? Okay.
So we do not often get a chance to meet her, but whenever we work in her office, we come and we meet. She always try to meet her and with all of us. She's so caring and she's so humble. We really miss her guidance. Thank you.
Back to Wordsworth.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so we all met and we were chatting about this, and again the mood was very somber and kind of sullen and sad. So and everybody was saying something or the other. So I thought one of my inspirational couplets or poems, etc. So I said, okay, I have this to say to us, because Pallavi is moving forward and she's going to have another set of colleagues, another organization, but all of us are going to stay behind. My first thought comes from, again, as Thomas said, Wordsworth, from a poem titled Intimations of Immortality, which is what I say to all of us, which is that what thought the radiance which was once so bright, be now forever taken from our sight. And though nothing shall bring back the hour of splendor in the grass, of glory in the flower, we shall not grieve, rather find strength in what remains behind. So I said that's something that I say to all of us moving forward. And to Pallavi, I quoted from Allama Iqbal. It's again one of my most beloved statements or quotation or couplet. And to her I said, because she's also a little bit uncertain, she's moving forward, but we should do so with complete confidence, So to her I said, "Tu shahi hai, parwaaz hai kaam tera, tere aage आसमां और भी है."
Okay, with that, we would like to see Natsan, the producer. Where is he? Yeah, he's going to
produce.
We have a video. If you
कब दिया ऑन का हो गया
We used to be frightened and scared to try the things we don't really understand why. We laugh for a moment and start to cry. We were crazy. All the end is already here. We reminisce about old tears and cheers, even if our last two days were never clear. Farewell to you, my friends. We'll see each other again. Don't cry, 'cause it's not the end of everything. I'm miles away, but here's where my heart will stay with you, my friends, with you. Yesterday's a treasure, today is here. Tomorrow's on its way, the sky is clear. Thank you for the memories of all the laughter and tears. And not to mention our doubts and our fears, the hypertension we gave to our peers. It's really funny to look back after all these years. Farewell to you, my friends. We'll see each other again. Don't worry, 'cause it's not the end of everything. I may be miles away, but here is where my heart will stay with you, my friends, with you. Farewell to you, my friends. We'll see each other again. Don't worry, 'cause it's not the end of everything. I may be oceans away, but here is where my heart will stay with you.
done, Nelson. I thought it was really well put together. Great. Okay, lights on. Lights. Okay, Pallavi.
I am filled with feelings of pride, gratitude, and affection for everything. Thank you.
Okay, we have something to give to Pallavi as a token of our appreciation from the whole organization, not just empty. Yeah. That's it. I think the official part is over. Is there anything else we've forgotten to do? Okay. So all the very best, and please stay cool in this weather. It's breaking all kinds of records. I don't know what it is today. 47. Yesterday was apparently 47. Yeah. So stay cool. Yes. Would like also to. I knew I was missing out something. We have somebody who is extremely competent. I know we were talking about Pallavi's loss is so going to be huge for us, and who is going to fill that void. We're still on the search. We have shortlisted some candidates. We'll be doing some interviews in the next few months. Sorry, few weeks, I hope, not months. And we'll be able to finalize on somebody soon enough. But up until then, we have somebody who has come in to help us as an interim finance director. His name is Rajesh Agarwal. He is right here. So would like to I will ask him to speak, but Rajesh has if we have to tick all the boxes, we can tick all the boxes to have him as the finance director straight away. But the thing is that he's available only interim at this point. He's currently associated with Ajay Sood, who actually works with us and gives us a lot of advice. They were also our compliance auditors. So in one sense, he's not new to us. In the last couple of years, he's been associated with us, looking at so many parts of the finance story he's aware of, and he also has huge credentials with him. The last job that he did was as the CFO for Cargill. The Cargill seat. It's a very, very, very large corporation. He used to handle a business worth about $700 million. So we are fortunate and lucky to have him with us in this interim time, and his time's already started from this morning. So very warm welcome to you, Rajesh, and if you want to say a few words, welcome.
No, I think it's a great opportunity given to me to work with Save the Children. First of all, it's from the development sector, and the team is very good. I mean, as just Thomas mentioned, I've been knowing some people in the team for the last couple of years. I've been particularly in accounts and in compliance areas. So that's a good opportunity which came up, and then I just picked it up and said, okay, I'll be there to meet you guys. So I look forward to working with you and then continue to further heights. Thank you.
Thanks. Welcome. Okay, is the tea and else going to be served here, or? Yeah?
I think that
it's going to come.
Team at Thomas, we should have spoke with Jackie.
Wow.
See, Thomas PJ है पर Thomas का influence होना। एक बार से
ये थॉमस एंड सुदीप नामा चलता रहा।
Sudeep Nama.
थॉमस नामा भी है।
Oh, Ray is here. We were talking about you. Your Harry's been here. Your 25th birthday. You are not here.
Why did you It's just 24 it was.
Thank you very much. I didn't want to miss this.
You've actually grown younger, no?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I just color my hair now.
So this is party you're giving? This is your party? This is the party that you promised us the other day?
Set a time. I think they've come.